Hello. You know, the billionaires and their billionaire companies that are betting on AI want to hedge their bet. They don't want regulation. They don't want guardrails. Now, they want the wild, wild west. They want to do what they want, increase profits, increase their balance sheet, increase their bank account, and screw all of us in the process and put your kids at major risk of all sorts of harm uh, now in their life at this age, at this to this day, and going on in the future. Now they make a lot of promises that it's going to be better, the future is going to be better, and all that, but I don't know that it is. And I know if you let them do what they want, uh, they're going to increase profits. All they care about is money. All they care about is profits. So if it's not profitable, they don't do it. Well, the government doesn't run on profits. The government, even though Trump is running it like a business, it's not a business. It suffers great losses. Look what the losses it suffered in solar power, wind power, and everything. And now we have great successes from all those investments. And a business can't do that. A business can't have all those losses. And but they do now with AI. They have millions, billions, and not trillions of dollars in losses, or you might call it investments into AI. That they really have a hard time seeing how they're going to recoup it, uh, how they're going to get it back. You know, uh, the problem is they built a car that nobody can afford, and if you have a car that nobody can afford, you can't make your money back, and it becomes a big paperweight. That's what we got with AI, and you know, it might change the makeup of our work environment, but we need social changes. We need other changes. People can't starve because they can't work. Um, People can't not live because AI put them out of a job. If a billionaire is going to walk away and have 20 houses all around the world, and you're going to be living in a wooden shack. So, and that's going to be the disparity between the rich and the poor, and that's becoming greater and greater. And the poor are lulled into the sense of security that the billionaires are doing it in their best interest, and that they're doing it in their best interest, not yours. You don't even matter. And you know, if you're watching this, you're part of the masses, and they don't care about the masses. Uh, you think Trump really cares if he loses your vote? He don't care. Uh, he cares more about losing a dollar than losing your vote. Uh, He'll pay you a dollar to vote for him so he can make more dollars. It's an investment, and that's all it is. And, it's just, and the dumbing down of society. The schools are horrible. They teach nothing. Uh, if you go to school and you learn nothing, then you know nothing. And you don't know when people are screwing you right in front of your face. And that's what they're doing. They're openly screwing people right in front of their face. And that's what Trump did with the oil um, from the Strait of Hormuz in Iran. He's not doing it because of nuclear weapons. He's trying to crash the U.S. dollar. He wants the U.S. dollar to be worthless so he can instill crypto, his own crypto, and make that the U.S. dollar. His crypto is the new U.S. dollar. And crypto is counterfeit. It's counterfeit money. So he's a grifter, and this is the greatest grift done to the United States and the world. And he's not being called out on it. because he's a grifter. And you know, Bernie Madoff was a grifter. He ran away with $50 billion of people's money before they found out what he was doing, and that's what's happening now. We're being grifted by the greatest grifter, and when we find out what he did and how he did it and why he did it, he'll be gone anyway because he's 80 years old. But the effects of it will still be here, and we'll be living with it forever. So, and he's protecting these billionaires that are creating AI and investing in AI, and they don't care anything about AI. They just see it as the latest thing, and if they're not in it, they're not relevant. And the race to the top of the AI race is not to be a better AI. It's to be the most profitable. And that doesn't always translate into the to the better. Uh, Domino's Pizza is very profitable, but it's horrible pizza. So, that's what they're trying to get. They're trying to get something that's very popular, like ChatGPT is popular, and they want to beat out all the other chats and be the most profitable. And then they win until somebody comes along and knocks them off. You know, but I say all this, and I say, don't worry, at the same breath. You know, uh, it's hard to say what you can do because I don't know you, I don't know your life, I don't know your situation, and I don't know the influence you carry. But if you're a regular run-of-the-mill citizen, uh, you could not buy ChatGPT. You cannot buy the AI and not use it. I know it's getting harder and harder not to do that because it's slowly drifting into our lives where it's everywhere, like a spider web, and just everywhere. And it's hard to, and if you get rid of it here, it's still there or whatever. It's hard to get away from it. And that's the whole point. That's what the billionaires want. So you're stuck with them. If you use ChatGPT for this and that, then you can't do without it. And then you're going to pay that monthly fee forever because you can't do it. Like your phone. Can you throw away your phone? No. You'd be highly screwed if you threw away your phone. Apple's got you and they want to keep you. And if they get you with their Apple intelligence, then they even got you even more. So, it's just, uh, so Cliff Notes. Cliff Notes. I don't know if they use Cliff Notes anymore because they got AI, but Cliff Notes were a big deal in college and in high school. Instead of reading the book, you read a little book, which is a summary of the book, and they called it a Cliff Note. They had Cliff Notes on everything. Every book you can imagine, there was a Cliff Note on it. You go into the bookstore and there's racks of Cliff Notes because they became so popular. Because cheating is popular. Now, that's what the billionaires are doing. They're trying to cheat, and they don't want regulations because it hurts them cheating. It's like regulations on Cliff Notes. If they ban Cliff Notes, people will be very upset. But banning AI is going to protect us, not hurt us. Now they'll tell you, well, we ban it, China will do it, or Japan will do it, and they're right. But if Japan and China jump off a bridge, should we jump behind them or in front of them? I don't think we should jump at all, and let them fall and see what happens. Because China is a blueprint of what's coming here with the ultra surveillance, the facial ID, everything. You're not going to be drive your car unless you have facial ID. You're not going to be able to leave your town unless you have facial ID. Check you through a toll. Uh, Maybe not so much money they're going to take from you. They probably will take money from you because they got to pay for the facial ID. But you won't be able to leave your town unless you can qualify. They keep you. That's what China does. They keep you in towns. You can't leave the town unless you have money. So it's all done to control you and keep you in a cage in a box. And that's the whole idea. Your box is right here. Right here. Right here's your box. Your brain. Your face. This is your box. You can't see it because you're in it. So stop letting them control you. Don't let them, they want to put a chip in you and they're going to tell you it's convenient. Yeah, until they cut off your bank account because it's convenient because they don't like something you did or said. And that's just convenient to control you conveniently. And who knows? Maybe they can end your life with the chip conveniently. So and if they can, they won't tell you before they implant it. So you'll find out later on. You can't trust them.